So now we're on to the final stage, which is the reintegration. Now, it's been a couple of days since I recorded last, so I hope there's not any overlap in what I'm saying here. But now we're at the stage where we are coming back into the world with that new skill set. So the goal here is to be able to maintain that state whilst being put back into some of the old stuff. Maybe you come back into old family dynamics. Maybe you go back into old habits, maybe some old hobbies you used to do, but you've got now a new perspective, you're almost like a newborn baby. So you're coming in with a completely new way of doing things, and it's navigating through that. And now, don't get me wrong, the things around you change as well as your internal state changes, but there's going to be some things as well that are just going to remain the same. Not everything will change, not everyone you know is going to change. So it's, can you maintain these new skill sets, so to speak, this new state when you get put back into the world? So there's a few things that I wanted to just say, just to like help you navigate through this, just a few tips that are helpful, just like a little insight. Now, I may do some stuff in the future, or we go more in depth into this, but this is something to get you started, get the ball rolling, okay? So the first thing to navigate a way through is to do this gradually. Because remember, as I said, you're almost like a newborn baby. You wouldn't tell a newborn baby, let's go and run a marathon now. First they learn, crawl around for a bit. Then they gradually learn to walk. They take a couple of steps, fall over, a couple of steps, fall over. So you want to do it gradually, coming back into the, I guess, society, the real world, so to speak, as well. And what can this look like? This may not look like going from isolation from which you were. That's where the healing was happening, when you're in this like isolation phase. Going from that straight into maybe going back to a party or something like that. It may start from going to isolation just by hanging out with one person, two people, maybe occasionally going out for a casual quiet dinner or casual quiet coffee, before you, I guess, expand even more. Like maybe now eventually you'll start going to like networking events where there's hundreds of people, or parties where there's hundreds of people. You want to build up gradually to that, because it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system. As I said before, the goal was, when you're doing the healing, to be in a bit more of isolation, a bit more solitude, to do that full recovery, that full healing, to integrate those new skill sets, the new state of mind completely. And then you almost go back into the action area, the war zone, so to speak. Call it like, you do the training on the training pitch, then you go play the match after. But unless you're prepared, unless you're of the standard of the first team quality, you're not going to be put into the first team to play the match. Think of it like that. So you want to gradually increase it in whatever that looks like for you as well. Some people move faster, some people move slower. But you want to do it at a pace that enables you to still maintain that state. Because if you go back and there's a stronger energy of your old self, or the old stuff you used to do, that is a lot stronger than the energy you're currently embodying, that could easily consume you and take you back to route one, and we don't want that. That's why we're going to do it gradually, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, you need to determine that for yourself, because every individual is different. For me, it was literally like 2023 was a year of gradually coming back. It was a year, so rather than going back straight, let's say, hanging out with loads of people, I would gradually go to maybe hang out with some events, make connections with one or two people, maybe talk to them for a bit. But maybe occasionally, it wouldn't be like every week, it'd be every few weeks, talking to people every few weeks, maybe messaging, meeting up every now and then. Then you gradually build up to going to more group events. There's loads, 20, 30, 40 people. Then you're connecting with a few people there. And then eventually it may look like you go to, like I said, a networking event with hundreds of people. And maybe even you post on social media, connecting on social media with loads of people, where you're out to a more broader audience, a wider audience. So whatever that looks like for you is the right approach. There's no right or wrong, so to speak. It's what's right for you. So you need to go within and ask yourself these questions. What feels right for me? And every time, get back into the present moment and take action based on what feels right, what feels intuitive, what feels good. Okay? The second part I've already mentioned, which is the fresh perspective, the newborn. Now, bear in mind, the stuff you see, it may seem like a bit of a shock as well off of this, because you're going to notice things that you didn't notice before, because you're now a bit more aware of the stuff. You're going to see patterns in people you didn't notice before. You're going to see habits that you didn't notice before. You're going to see more of the negativity you didn't notice before. And the reason why I say this is because you want to be even more aware of it, because it's going to, the stuff you weren't aware, it's going to be about what the hell's going on here. So you need to almost put maybe some further boundaries in place energetically, maybe separate your stuff from a bit of the negative stuff as well. Because the ultimate goal is, as we said, you want to come back into the world with that, to embody that new state and bring it to almost have a ripple effect on the people, the things, whatever it is around you. Now, the next one, the third one, is probably the most important out of them all. So this one is like the purpose / intention and being in alignment. So as you come in, because this kind of leads on from point 2 with the, I guess, the perspective, the newborn coming in, everything you do, you want to be in alignment with your, your greater purpose, but you want to do it with the good intentions as well. That's why I kind of categorize those 3 things into one, and I hope that makes sense. Because before, let's say, you were doing things just to fit in, just to, maybe have some friends, to be liked, to do whatever. But now you've stripped away the old. You've almost found that self-love. You found that self-respect. You validate yourself now. You've got that groundedness, that assertiveness. And now you want to be in alignment. So rather than before it was very scattered out here, you want it to be in alignment, pinpoint accuracy to this greater purpose. Okay? That purpose comes first, whatever that is for you as well, again, for some people. But you want it to serve, to help people. Okay, that's the goal. The purpose is there, and you want to be in alignment with that. Everything you do is in alignment with that. The people you speak to, the food you eat, whatever the habits you do, needs to be in alignment with that greater purpose. That's why they say your why. What's your why? What do you want to do? You can do this in multiple ways as well. Some people do it through singing, some people do it through public speaking, some people go be a doctor, whatever it is, but you need to think of your greater why. What is the impact you want to leave in the world? And how can you align your whole life to be in alignment with that thing? Now, this brings on to the second part of this, which is as I said before, the intention behind it. Because as I said, you're creating your life in a way to meet that higher purpose, meaning a lot of stuff will have to go, a lot of things will need to be different, which is why you want to keep your intentions pure. You don't want to drop old stuff, like I said in a few videos ago, with this state of negativity, with the hatred. You want to do it from a place of love, compassion, because you're following that purpose. You're not just dropping it to go do some pointless activity. You're doing it for that specific purpose, to leave a legacy, to help others, to follow your excitement. And I think that bit's key as well, actually. Following that excitement. What is that thing deep inside you that excites you, that you would do no matter what, that you really want to do? The thing that you've just got to almost keep following that. Take the breadcrumbs. If it's something you can't do right now fully, do it to the best of your ability that you can. So let's say you really want to be a travel vlogger, travel blogger, whatever it is as well, but you don't have the finances to travel right now. Maybe you could do that in your daily life. You just travel to the local shops and you start vlogging. Okay, I enjoy this, and you keep following the excitement. Then you build it up. Maybe you travel to your next local city and you like vlogging. So you gradually build it up, and that excitement. Every time you're following that excitement, but with no expectation of outcome. So if you're there, you're doing the vlog as you're going into the local city, but you're expecting to become a millionaire, to become famous, to become all this stuff, influence hundreds and thousands of people, you're still having expectations. You're not detached from the outcome. You need to do it for the pure enjoyment of it and just see where it leads. It will lead to one thing. Maybe you're not meant to be a travel vlogger. Maybe that's just meant to be part of the journey that will lead you to something else. So follow the highest path, the highest path of excitement, what excites you on a daily basis, to the best of your ability, with no expectation of outcome. That was from Bashar, who I recommend you guys check out as well. He's a good channeler. Okay? And it's more so as well doing conscious actions too. So what do I mean by conscious actions? Sometimes we make decisions out of habit, out of patterns. You pick up the Coca-Cola, the food to eat, to drink, without even thinking about it. Just drink, eat, nom nom nom. But then we don't stop to ask, am I actually hungry? Is this good what I'm putting into my body? Is this going to harm me? Or you just go on your phone scrolling through, you're in the queue without thinking because you're bored. But you don't think, is this pointless scrolling? Why am I scrolling? What am I doing here? So it's almost having that awareness, that thinking before taking an action, not just blindly doing the action. So that, I guess, leads into the point I was just making. So you want conscious action and awareness to be part of every decision you make. Okay? So number 4, and this is a crucial one too, is self-care. You want to obviously be very, very, this is, I guess comes to conscious action as well, but you want to be very aware of where you're spending your time, where you're putting your energy into. Because now now you've sort of cleansed the body, you want to almost maintain this. So you don't want to be going back to the old, ways of doing things, consuming all the negativity. You want to actually have some time aside for yourself to replenish, to recover, to do what it is. So that can look different to everyone as well. For some, you may need a bit more solitude, a bit more silence. Before, you were used to just constantly seeing people every day of the week, maybe, or every few days, or even at the weekend, going to a party. Whereas now, it may look like you need a lot more silence. You may not message people every day, every few days, even every week. You may just stop messaging completely. It may look different for everyone. You need to put that time aside. What do I truly want? You need to ask that. Do I want to be messaging on my phone 5 days, 6 days, 7 days a week? Maybe I don't. Do I want to be socializing after work every day, or at the weekend going out drinking? Maybe you don't. So it's, what does your body need? You need to be a bit more intuitive. Ask the questions within and see what you need to do in order to replenish, recover, to be re-energized, so that you can go back into the world as the best version of yourself. That's what we want. That's why you're doing this stuff. You're cleansing, you're re-energizing, so then you can go back into the world as that best version, help others around, and do that greater purpose what you want. So it's all the pieces coming together. It's not just do one. You've got to do all for it to come back and be in alignment to that greater purpose. I hope this helps. Like I said, that was just some tips to get you started to come back to the world. Now I'm still at this stage myself. I'm not fully integrated back in, but this is where I'm at right now. Like I said, 2023 was for me a bit dipping the toe in the water, and now it's almost like I'm back fully into the world. So that was just sharing some few things to get you started. If it was useful, of course, I can do more in-depth stuff. It would be maybe like, this was more in-depth, just to see how it would more like guide you along, I guess. That's the best way I could put it. This hope that helps. So I was just uploading the video and I totally forgot about one key obstacle that you may face and how to overcome it. And that is almost the overthinking mind. There's going to be an element of that fear of judgment as you're coming back into society, because you've been away for a while, essentially. At least most of you will have. You don't really know what's going on, what people are doing, what people are thinking, what they've said, if they've said anything at all. But a lot of things may be playing on your mind, like, how will I get back? How would this work? Will the dynamic be the same? And it can be quite scary, because like I said, you've been away for a while, and now you're being plumped back into the mood. You're thinking, okay, what the hell now? So there needs to be a couple of things to navigate through this, okay? An element of faith and trust. Trust that you've done the work beforehand, and that the stuff that you meet now will be in alignment, will be meant for you, is for you. And whether it's people, events, circumstances, it will be, like I said, in alignment with that best version of yourself. So you need a bit of the trust in a greater power, whether you call that universe, God, whatever, to have that bit of trust that you've done the work, you've followed the guidance, and it will pay off now, okay? Second part leading on to that is, it's good to implement some sort of practice, that helps you in your mind, whether that's for you meditation. I've said this before, but it's good to incorporate on a daily basis, whether that's just, a bit of casual conscious breathing, whether that's a bit of exercise, something that, you know, keeps your mind from overthinking, so get you back into the present moment. Now, that can be whatever it needs to be for you, but have something that not only works on the mind, but gives you that bit of discipline as well. So maybe you say daily, when I wake up, first thing I'll do is I'll do some conscious breathing, or I'll do some meditation. Whatever that is for you, do that to have that discipline, that willpower, to keep the ball rolling, to keep that mind at bay. And then I guess it's simple. Just keep following the path, and the guidance will be there. The people you start meeting will be, you'll start finding these weird synchronicities. They'll be doing the exact same project that you're doing that you can collaborate together with. Stuff like that, and it will just keep happening and happening. The more you follow it, the purer you get, and eventually you'll start trusting more. You'll start trusting the greater power more, because the mind will quieten, and that intuition, that soul, you'll be following that calling more. All right, so I hope this helps, and maybe I'll do another one, as I said before, more in depth. But yeah, enjoy.